In an earlier video we showed you the FUGA-GUN and explained how it's made up and why we chose it to be our mortar gun of choice for the FUGA-PAVE Flex CH. So we've now come into the workshop and we're going to show you how we mix the grout and then apply to the paving using the grout gun. Okay, so for mixing the grout you need some clean buckets. We've got some 10 litre ones here and a bigger one for the actual mix. What I've done is got the 20 kg bag and we'd split it into the two 10 litre buckets so we've got an even mix. The standard mixing drill and a paddle and a bucket trowel. Oh, and by the way, good old farmers and the supermarkets are providing these great milk bottles which are exactly the right amount if filled to the top for half a bag of the grout. But because I want to make a stiffer mix, I'm going to reduce that water slightly to here or maybe less, and I can always add a little bit more in should the mix be too thick. And the other thing of course is to remember the PPE. You've only got one pair of lungs, so look after them, and obviously your hands, because we're using the black grout, keep them clean. Glasses as well. If you don't wear glasses, don't forget your goggles. So we add the water to the bucket. Nothing difficult about that. Then we start to add the powder and mix with the gauging trowel as you go. Now that's definitely too thick, so what we'll do, a few drops of water. Okay, so I'm about to fill the tube. You'll see the plunger here on the end is the solid one, not the one with the cuts in. So that's important to make sure you've got the right one on there. The grout I've made to a more thicker consistency than you would if you were using a squeegee. And what we'll do is we'll just fill the tube. So I've screwed the plunger system back on now. One thing to bear in mind is don't overfill the tube. The mortar or the grout wants to be about an inch, inch and a half into the tube so that you can get this mechanism inside before you screw it round. Okay, so we've come onto the platform now. This is just a small platform we've put together. It's been dry laid in the warehouse or the show area. And we're going to use the anthracite grout on the light grey tiles just to show you how easy it is to clean this FUGA-PAVE Flex CH Grout off once it's ready to be cleaned off. So you'll see on this first joint I've done, we've left the grout above the surface of the tile. The idea being that when we clean it off, we're trying to achieve a flush finish. So that's the first part of the process of the grouting with the gun. What we'll do now is we'll let that set up, come back and wash it off at the appropriate time. I'll give you the timings because we're waiting on the temperature and the atmospheric conditions to make it cure. These are things that you're going to have to be mindful of. Baking sun, do not use grout. Rain, adverse water conditions, don't use grout. But all those instructions are clearly on the bag of the grout when you get it. What I'm going to do now is go away and clean the tools, have a cup of tea, and then carry on filming when we're ready to clean off. We've allowed the grout to dry. As you can see, it's not wet through. It's quite stiff. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the pedalo, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, the long handled mop. Let the mop do the work, and we'll give it the first wash. I'll change the water, and then I'll do the second wash to completely clean the slabs. So I'll change the water now, and then I'll come back and give it the second wash. Okay, so we'll change the water. I'm going to give it the second wash now. So the secret is, let the mop do the work. What we've got is a very clean slab, flush with the surface of the tiles. Just needs to dry and it'll be perfect.